Welcome folks to Crafty Carol's cards. Here I am with another set of cards to play with that I hope you'll enjoy and hopefully try yourself. If you want more information or want more instructions, please visit my website craftycarolscards.co.uk. So today I'm using the lovely bundle, the Dragonfly Garden, and it goes with the Dragonfly Punch, both available from the current main catalogue. Two different dragonflies, one with an open body, if you like, a clear body, one with a dark body, some little butterflies, which are nice as well, and then some nice little sentiments. You are an inspiration for a tree friend. May good things grow all year long, and thank you for your kindness. So, lovely little set. Let me show you what I've been making with it. So the card I'm going to focus on first is this one. It's a card with movement. So it's got a dragonfly. Can you see? I've got sparkle on the wings. There's a lot of Wink of Stella on the wings. It's actually very sparkly, but I don't know, the light in here doesn't seem to show it so well. But the point of it is it moves up and down. So you can sit and play with this one for ages, just moving up and down. So I'm going to show you how you can get that effect on the card. And obviously you can use this with any opening that you create in a card. And this system will work on just about any image, and I'll show you how to do it. And then on the back, there's this, just I've printed the back and left it because I've used the sentiment, you are an inspiration. Then obviously I wanted to just leave it blank inside so you can write what you want. So that's the fun movement card we're going to make. I've already stamped an envelope, by the way. I hate naked envelopes. Always stamp your envelope. That's always good. So the other thing I've used for this, oh, I had that and it's just vanished. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So for my patented method of making movement cards, the things you might need are a cocktail stick and a couple of tiny bits of paper. So these are cut at just, they're around about just less than 1 centimetre wide. They're just old scraps I've got from bits of paper. So you don't want them any wider than about that. It depends on the image you're using, how wide you actually need your strip to form the movement apparatus for your card. But I find this sort of size works quite well. So for the dragonfly, I want 2 of these. And how I make the mechanism, because I don't know if I can show you, it might not pick up on the camera, but there's a gap. And inside here, I'll show you as I put it together, but inside here, there's rolls of paper which are allowing that movement. If you are a beader or have some tiny beads running around the place or free from something or other, then you can use those as well and put beads inside, and that works just as well. But I don't do beading, I just do paper crafting. So we're going to start by just rolling the end of the paper around the cocktail. So I'm just going to putting glue on this strip of paper. Oh, I'm struggling to roll it here. And then we're just going to roll it round. There we go. It's going now. I'll let it stick together. So, whoops, it's decided not to stick today. There we go. So that's my first one. I'm going to do, oh, I've got sticky fingers now, it's sticking to me. I'm going to do the same thing with the second one. Start it off. I find it's easier to start it off before you put the glue on, even though it's a little fiddly to do even when the glue's on. Then put glue on the strip. Come on, glue, don't run out on me now. And then we just roll it up.
What kind of glue do you use?
I'm just using Tombow, which is our multi-purpose liquid glue, which is available from the catalogue, Stampin' Up catalogues. So for this one, I'm actually going to make this one into a card for my dad for Father's Day. So I've already printed out, stamped and cut out a sentiment from another set, Happy Father's Day. So that's the one I'm going to use for this. So to make the card up, already done my envelope, that's important. I've got my base card, which is this one, which is soft succulent, this colour card, which is rather nice. So this is my soft succulent card, which I'm using for the main base of the card. And then I want a piece of white, which is slightly smaller. This is the normal card size, which is 21 by 14.8. Then you also need a piece. I've got these measurements written down. I don't know what I've done with the piece now, but you want another piece of contrasting card to form, this is to form, oh, I can get it, to form this edge around the shape. And I put one inside just because it looks neater if you do that. And this is, let's measure that. So in inches, it's around about 7 inches by 5. The point about this is it's about making it big enough so that you can use the dies you want to use. Now, for this sort of card, you could make it with a circle, you could make it with an oval, you can make it with a rectangle. It doesn't matter what shape you use. The dies I've used to cut out the frame for the card are these celebration dies, which I love. They're lovely label dies, which you can use whatever. And they've got this, oh, what do you call that? Like print, oh, I can't think what you call it. This dotted effect anyway, on both the inside and the outside of the die. So it comes round the inside of a frame that you've cut, but the piece you've cut out, it's also on there on the inside. So it leaves that decoration, which I rather like, rather than just being a plain cut. So that's Celebration Labels dies, also in the catalogue. Put those to one side, we don't need those anymore. So I've already stamped my Dragonfly, so now I'm going to colour them, and I'm just using our wonderful stamping blends. Which are these? I'm going to use, I don't know what colours to use. Might actually use yellow in this. Let's use yellow and blue. So the yellow I'm using is Dark Daffodil Delight. The beauty of Stampin' Up, it has the matching ink pads, blends, felt tips, it's called Stamping Right markers and everything, and the card, and it all matches. I love that about this. So these are the alcohol blends, and they come in pairs. Can buy them separately, but there's a light version and a dark for each colour, which enables you to do beautiful colouring and do clever things with it. So I've coloured my dragonflies now. So I want to put the mechanism together. The bit I haven't done yet, I haven't actually cut the hole in the card, which I'll need to go and do. So the first of these frames, I'm going to stick on the inside of the card, just because it finishes it off nicely. Yeah.
Right.
It up. So the other frame is for the outside front, but first I need to put the dragonfly together. And for that, I'm using quite thick twine. You could use really thin linen twine if you wanted, then it wouldn't show. You can obviously see this here, but I wanted you to see what it was doing, moving up and down on there. Sorry about the noise in the background, as we're just having the tractors come back, obviously, from the mender. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this thread that is just a little bit bigger, or, you know, ½ an inch bigger or so than my gap. So if you've used a circle, same thing with the circle. The next thing I'm going to do is feed it through my little mechanisms. Put your thread through the mechanism first, like this, and then take one of your butterflies, and we're going to use a little bit of tear and tape, which is exactly what it says on the tin. So
is that the double-sided tape?
It's double-sided tape, yes, and you literally just tear off where you want it to be. So I've put tape on across the center of my butterfly body, and I've also put a little thin strip down here, and then I'm going to stick one of these to each of those areas. So one is going to stick down to there, and the other one is going to stick to the top bit. So try and get it straight so that the thread is coming through straight. So there we go. There's my dragonfly.
Well, that's beautiful.
You can use beads, but do it in the same way and stick the beads to the image, because otherwise you'll obviously see the beads either side and they'll move, and that won't actually help. So you do need something that's stuck down. So I've done that. Now I'm just going to put, for safety, I want more tape on this to make sure it's going to stick down. So I'm going to put another piece across there, and then I can stick dragonfly. I don't know what he's doing with this tractor.
Who's driving it, David?
No, it's the man from the place where we've had it serviced. And then if I just squeeze the dragonfly wings together, because I've put tape right across, it's then stuck the wings together and just left the center open. Yeah. Oh, I didn't put that there, did I? I forgot to put a little bit of tape again on the top of this, so I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of my Tombow. Stick that down on there. Well, I want to hide the mechanism as much as I possibly can. You will see it again. I mean, the bottom of the dragonfly, so you can see it a little bit there, but hey, that's fine. So there we have it. Now,
Is it glue on your thumb?
I have got glue on. I'm very messy crafter. What can I say? So that's my mechanism with my dragonfly, and I'm going to use this, our wonderful Wink of Stella. This is not, it's sold by Stampin Up, so you can get it through Stampin Up. You can get it from Amazon as well, but it's the best sparkly stuff that I can find. And I'm going to just cover my dragonfly in that now, so it ends up sparkly. Because I do like a bit of sparkle. I could stick glitter on, but that would take a long time because it would need to dry before I then put the card together, and you wouldn't see the whole card coming together, which wouldn't be any good. So that's done that side. If you can see the sparkle.
Yes. Oh, that's lovely.
Good. So that's my dragonfly done. So I'm going to put the rest of the card together. So this piece that we've cut slightly less than here will fit in. I've cut it to fit in the back. So when I'm doing layers, I usually do either 0.4 millimeters or 0.5 millimeter. So in inches, that would be between 1/8 and 1/4 inch less than the size that I'm there. So the base card is 10.5 by 14.8. So this I've done 10.1 by 14.4. So I've done it 2 millimeters smaller in each direction, so it fits in like that. And what I've done in this one, as you can see, is I've actually just stamped the lovely images from there. So I'm going to do the same thing. This is my big stamp. I'm just going to use our ordinary Memento black. If you're colouring with the blends, and I do, then I always use Memento. It's by far the best ink for that. So I'm just going to stamp that there. The beauty of Stampin' Up stamps, you can see the detail in them. They just stamp so beautifully. Come on, focus.
They're lovely. I can see, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. They just, you know, they just stamp beautifully. I love these stamps. And I'm going to use the little, there we go. I'm going to use the butterflies and just do the butterflies here, which I've used. What have I used there? Yellow and blue. So I've used the colours I've used are Daffodil Delight and Balmy Blue. So I think we'll use, which we use, Balmy Blue. Balmy Blue. I need to reach it here. We'll use Balmy Blue for the butterflies. Some butterflies flying around. Just around here. Should we have lots of butterflies? No, I'm going to just leave it as one because I need to leave room to write a greeting in there. I'm just going to colour those as well if I stick them in. So I'm going to use the same colours. So I've got just very quickly. There we are. I think that's enough actually. We're just doing a suggestion of it. That's all we need. So that I can now stick in. So I can use either, we have various different adhesives. I'm using Tombow on this for ease, and I quite like Tombow for sticking things on things when I want them to be straight, because it just gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Whereas if you use the tapes, you sort of have to get it absolutely right first time because you can't really move.
Yes, because you can't take it off again.
But that's what I like about the Tombow, the multi-purpose liquid glue, because you do have that wiggle room. So there, I've done that a little bit too high. It doesn't matter. I've still got some flowers sticking out, which is all I really want. Because again, my centerpiece is going to be my dragonfly. So now we've got to put the dragonfly on the front. So we're going to start off by sticking the thread down at either end. And again, I'm going to use my tear and tape to start with. So I'll put that there. Nice and thin, this tear and tape. So I'm going to stick one bit at the top. And this is where you just want to be quite careful to make sure that first of all it's in the center, and secondly that you're then going to, don't fold onto there, you silly piece of thread. There we go. And the nice thing about this pattern is it's got a nice mark on it. And then I'm actually going to use our mini dimensionals. These are the small, see it on there? Yeah, they've got, oh, there.
Yeah, I see that.
It's just got dimension to them. That's why they're called dimensionals.
Right.
Because they have dimension. So I'm going to stick that on top of each of those so it really holds it in place, because I don't want that moving, because when we're going to get people to play with this and let it move up and down, which it does nice and freely, then I don't want this coming off, obviously. So then I can trim off the bits of thread I don't need. There we go. And I'm going to put the frame on the front, and I'm going to lift it up on the dimensionals. Where was my other frame? Here we go. I'm just going to have to lean over to get this on evenly in the right place. There we go. Now that's held in place. Now we've got our moving dragonfly moving up and down that quite nicely.
Oh, that's clever.
So I could have probably had that thread just a little bit tighter, but it'll do. It's fine. So now it's a matter of just sticking on my sentiment, which I'm also going to put on some dimensionals. I can use the ordinary size ones for that one. So then I've got these, the brushed, I can't say this, brushed brass butterflies. Stampin' Up do the most beautiful range of just, you know, various different embellishments of all different sorts. So there's two sizes of butterflies here. So I'll have one of those around. I could actually, I've got to be careful that doesn't get in the way of something, but I think I can put one there and that will still, yes, it will still move up and down. That's okay. So there, that's just finished off the card. So there is my card that I think my father will be very happy to get for Father's Day. So that's how to make a card with some movement.
Excellent.
Here's my original one I made, so just compare them, just different colours, you get a different effect, of course.